Oh, hey. There, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Trapped in the Mists, a Curse of Strahd production here on the RPG Storytelling Twitch and YouTube and Moonbeam, and internet channels. Welcome back to another episode, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Unfortunately, to address the Ned not in the room, he had some real life stuff, and he'll be back next week. But we love you, and safe travels. Happy travels. Make your way back to us, my darling. In other news, some of us have we all have our official art. Some of us have it as our backgrounds. Here's your Lord and Master Strahd von Zarovich. We have Gawain and Ivor and Cesar. Bucephalus has also made an appearance, because we can't have Strahd without Bucephalus. They will be looking over my shoulders, making sure that I am running properly, and portraying him with the appropriate amount of terror.
We have to roll for story time, by the way. We totally forgot.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it live this time, guys.
Yes.
Give it to me.
So we do have all of our artwork. I've got it actually streaming while we're playing, so people can see our artwork as it kind of scrolls through each of the pieces. And then we've also got it on our Be Right Back video. So when we take our intermission in the middle of the game, you'll see it there too.
Oh, nice. That's right.
And then, for those of you who would like to know, we have merchandise now for Trapped in the Mists. I've got shirts featuring all 6 of our characters. So that'd be Gawain, Ivor, and Cesar, Riss, Nedro, Yana, both versions, and Strahd plus his horse, Bucephalus. So we've got t-shirts currently, we've got notebooks, and I'm working on putting up more.
It bears mentioning to those who it applies to. It applies to everybody. Go get yourself some merch. The shirts are actually really comfy from like a material point of view, and you get to have your favorite characters on it. So everybody go buy the Strahd shirt. I'm excited to see the stats on that go through the roof. Your Lord and
I have no idea what you're talking about. They absolutely need to get the Suns Out, Guns Out Gawain gym tank.
That's true.
I ordered.
The gym
I
tank
couldn't.
is phenomenal.
I couldn't decide between white or black, so I went with both.
That's why I made 2 different shirts for Yana, because she's got a Dampier version and a werewolf version. Both of them are, in my defense, the moon was either out or full.
Amazing. Amazing. All right, well, without further ado, I think it's time to let go. Time to lose control. Time to give in and slip along the tidal forces back into Barovia, the land with no sun, and whose skies are always overcast by the thick clouds of the mists. As it is now, so has it been for decades, centuries passing as has each before it. The people here are born, they live, and they die. Some are even unlucky enough to find that they live through another turning of the cycle, when the mists and the shadowy creatures which inhabit them deem it time to wake the Count from his slumber, and capture souls from beyond their borders to entertain or perhaps torture the denizens here. And this is where our story continues. How do those story time rolls go, everybody?
I rolled an
That
18. Oh.
That one doesn't even matter.
Okay.
That one.
Yep.
Are we all
So
getting that one? No, doesn't look like it. Go
All
for
right.
it. Gawain, what happened last time?
Last session, we picked up in combat with Lady Strada. We picked at like the top of round 2 or something in the ritual. We through some teleportation magic, some graviturgy, and just in general the power of teamwork and friendship. We banished Lady Strada back to her dimension and summoned a very fucking feral Strahd who looked like a Nosferatu-ass vampire, who was just pure animal, and eventually was taken away by one of the brides and Miguel.
Alejandro.
I always get them mixed up. Alejandro.
Miguel be dead.
Yeah, I'm wearing his armor. But yeah, we let them go because we didn't want that smoke. Not the time, not the place. We got back to Vallaki and had like 6 hours of downtime once we got back. Gawain made some potions and worked on Yana's animal cracker. Ivor made some stun grenades, some spells were transcribed, and some scrolls were worked on. As well as Yana doing some fencing lessons with Gertruda.
It's about what you would expect from a novice.
Of course.
Yeah. We, I believe, are picking up with us going into the Tome of Strahd. In chapter 4 from what I believe.
Yes. So, with a, I believe you already rolled for it and everything. So, with a successful decoding, you guys are sucked back into the book after waking Yana up as requested. And I believe we left off with this last time, but we'll pick up with it again. You guys, as you left, you were sort of walking, following Strahd last time, at the end of the last chapter, before you woke up. Now, you find yourselves falling back into stride behind this watery figure. Going on and on about his brother. He was handsome and youthful, and I hated him for both. But then all my disparaging thoughts fell away like dead leaves. She was, without a doubt, the most beautiful person I had ever seen. And the world around you dissolves into bubbles. Darkness sort of like spheral, turning into a sphere and rising, and revealing a day around you. There are... It's a flash of various sort of like ideas, and you conceptually gain what's going on, even if it's like blurry and fast paced, and it's like sort of like a whirlwind of ideas and emotions. There's a dinner. There's a dinner being prepared for, being put on, and it's being prepared at Castle Ravenloft. It's a big deal. Strahd's throwing a dinner, and you can only assume that the highest, the movers and the shakers are going to be there. As you guys are welcomed in as ostensibly high-powered nobles of the Barovian countryside, you aren't identified as anyone in particular. However, you are ushered in, and you are each called Lord or Lady, and you introduce yourselves as they request your names and continue onward. It is night and day, pun intended, different from your dinner with Strahd. This is not a mummified house barely supporting a couple of adventurers. This is a thriving keep in the possession of a powerful and affluent lord. No expense has been spared. There are hors d'oeuvres. Everything has been polished to a mere finish. There's no soot anywhere to be found. Servants flit here and there. Rahadin is sort of like butler of the house, ordering everything and making sure everything is working together. It's odd to see Castle Ravenloft as a place of life and community when all you know it as is this necropolis, decrepit and falling apart. Eventually, you guys are seated around the table in Castle Ravenloft's dining hall, which you guys are familiar with, on the first level, and you all are all dressed in formal dinner attire. 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate a magnificent feast hall. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling, and at the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, brass pipes climb like stone, looking like stone grapevines. They extend upward from the wooden base of an expansive pipe organ, and the grand fireplace set into the southern wall blankets the room in a homey warmth. You all are seated in the center of the room at a chestnut refectory table draped with a white satin tablecloth. The table itself is laden with an assortment of delectable foods, roasted beast basted in savory sauces, roots and herbs from distant lands, sweet fruits and fresh vegetables of all sizes and colors. There are also places set for each of you and 6 other guests with delicate porcelain and silver. Set next to each plate, a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid emanating a delicate and tantalizing fragrance. As you are each introduced and seated one by one, so are these other guests. There is a Lady Ilona, an elf, who seems to be dressed in some religious garb. Patrina, who is another noble and seated shortly after you. Sergei enters and is announced with Tatiana on his arm, a spitting image of Irina. And they are seated together. Rahadin is announced as well. And finally, Strahd enters last of all with a long and flowing pontificating title. And everyone rises as he steps into the room, walks to his seat, takes it. Rahadin helps get him seated, and then you all resume sitting as the servants go around and you guys all get your meals. You're welcome to speak with whoever you will. If anyone has anything specific they want to say. Otherwise, we will montage through what that conversation at the dinner table looks like.
suppose we could start with montage and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you guys are eating quietly and just sort of observing, you're equally used to being incorporeal and indiscernible in these memories as you are being a living, breathing, interactive participant. So it is a little bit jarring. Which one are we now? Are we going to be doing stuff? Are we just going to be watching? And without any significant input from any of you, the conversation begins to swirl. And everyone give me an insight check.
15.
Oh no.
3.
Oh no.
30-20.
There it is.
All right. Okay, someone got it.
Gawain and Yana, you guys clock that Petrina, the other noble who was introduced along with your troop, is really gunning for Strahd's attention. She's really trying to maneuver so that he begins to hopefully court her. It sounds like her hope is. And every time she makes a move, Rahadin just sort of looks down his nose at her, sort of furrows his brow a little bit, and makes a snide comment, cutting her down and trying to cut her back into her place. However, undeterred, several attempts are made every time to inject herself into the conversation and align with Strahd himself. Lady Alona seems to be stirring the pot. She's just working it up. She will direct questions to Strahd, and then she'll direct a follow-up to Petrina, knowing that Rahadin's going to jump in and on Strahd's side, and it's just going to be yes. This is quite enjoyable to watch. Rahadin obviously is fiercely loyal to Strahd. However, he does sort of chastise individuals here and there for their decorum or lack thereof, if necessary. If somebody's getting too emotional, he'll step in and recommend that they take a breath and hold their tongue before they see the consequences of their actions. Strahd is talking a lot with Sergei and Tatiana. He very clearly wants to get to know Tatiana more. There's a lot of questions directed toward her. He's trying to continue a conversation that not only keeps her engaged, but also keeps her divulging information. Sergei jumps in a lot. He knows a lot of the answers to the questions about Tatiana, which Strahd is clearly upset about. It is mentioned, he directs the conversation to Lady Alona and very pointedly points out that Sergei is studying and training to become a member of the clergy. And, Lady Alona, isn't it true that the clergy take a vow of chastity? Very clearly trying to say, what are you doing, bro? You're gonna be off the market because of your job. Leave this one to me. And Lady Alona does agree ostensibly, but Sergei sort of is dismissive and says something to the effect of "let young love" and leave well enough alone. It's really not your business what I do with my personal time. Tatiana is wholly out of place here. She looks beautiful. She is gorgeous. She's done up wonderfully. But her energy, her mannerisms, her poise, every nonverbal about her screams lowborn, screams common. She is not a She is not from nobility. She does not have money. She has no political power. The only influence she has here is because Strahd is absolutely smitten. And she is incredibly uncomfortable with all of this attention. She's very demure and very humble and like minimizing about it. Very gracious, very ladylike. And she's blushing most of the dinner. At any point, does that bring up anything that anyone wants to address? Anything that anybody wants to ask a question about? Anywhere do your characters want to insert themselves and sort of prod for a little bit more information?
So much possibility.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing that
Yeah.
won't nothing that won't immediately start a fight. But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Same.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. As dinner wraps, Sergei pushes his chair back. Well, Tatiana and I ought to be headed back. I will need to see her back to her home before I take my leave myself. Strahd sort of steps over. Oh, no, that's not necessary. Of course, you can absolutely stay here as a guest, as can you, brother, anytime. Please, I insist. Tatiana, oh no, sir, it's more, it's too kind, I can't accept. That's nonsense. What kind of host would I be if I sent you away into the dark, into the cold? Please, allow me the courtesy of defending and demonstrating my own honor. And Sergei just turns to her. It truly is your call. I do not wish to force your hand either way.
as he says that,
Yes.
I just want to, just in the background, if I can, like, throat my voice a little bit so they don't know where it's coming from. But I just want them to hear, such a gentleman.
Give me a performance check.
Oh, a
Happily.
little bit of the peanut gallery over here. All right,
Yeah.
go for it.
I see
I'm
the
not
beehive
one
and
who said I was doing it.
I can't help but poke it, all right?
Go for it. It was either going to be you or me.
No, don't lose my favorite die. Ow. That is a 15. What do I have? To performance plus 9, 24.
24. You clock it, but Strahd also is very subtle about it, and his ears perk up, and he like looks off in the general direction of where the voice came from, but can't like pinpoint anything without being obvious about it. And he that dug so far under his skin. Immediately, he was like, "What in the?" Ooh. You do hear Patrina say, almost under her breath, to no one in particular, but there's a couple of individuals around her who she had been speaking with. I don't know why she needs to stay here. She is, after all, merely a guest of a guest. I don't know that entitles her to very much of anything. Rahadin hears this and walks over to Strahd. I very much agree, my lord. She would be absolutely more than welcome in one of our guest quarters. We have more than enough space. And he calls over a servant and instructs them to begin to get a guest quarters ready. Patrina turns like beet red and like gets that like throbbing anime vein in her forehead. And Tatiana blushes almost as red as Petrina and does a very small little curtsy. It would be my honor to stay the night here. Thank you very much, my lord. As Strahd, excellent. I'm very happy to hear that. Allow me to escort you up to show you where you will be staying for this evening. She takes his arm, but you guys all see a long, just moments longer than normal glance between her and Sergei, almost as if there's a unspoken communication in this look. Strahd also notices this, and his demeanor becomes much more steely and just sort of like a wall goes up. And this vision dissolves back into darkness. Strahd's narration continues. It was as if the sun that had favored me had been all along hidden by a cloud. Its brilliant glory now shone in full upon him, and him alone. And you realize that this is the very first seed of jealousy planted deep in Strahd's heart. You're again whisked through a montage of events and memories, and you understand these to be, after a moment, you understand these to be like a highlights reel of, it's almost like it should be underset by, I can't see me loving nobody but you all my life. And it's just a fast-paced, rapid-fire series of just wonderful memories. You are whisked away to the castle courtyard, where Strahd walks alongside Tatiana in the soft dusk light. He asks her, how are you finding your new quarters here? Is everything to your satisfaction? Everything is wonderful, old one, she replies. And you guys immediately understand old one to be a term of respect, but also a almost a dig of how much older he is than she. Since she's Sergei's age, and Strahd is a whole generation ahead. So he's easily 20 or 30 years older. And with this title that she gives to him, Strahd's eyes momentarily grow wide, as though a knife had pierced his chest. The sound of a gentle harp strums over the quiet courtyard, from the court musicians, and the mists swirl and blind you, before dissolving and revealing a paneled music room. Behind you, you hear a soft giggle of laughter, and you immediately recognize it as... your first thought is Irina, and then you're like, that's Tatiana again. And you turn to see that she has sat upon a stool in this grandiose room. Her hair has grown several inches, and her homely vestments have been replaced by a simple but beautiful summer dress. Again, beautiful harp music drifts through the air, and you see Strahd plucking at the instrument's strings himself, entirely at peace and enraptured by Tatiana's joy. She seems to be genuinely enjoying herself. Perhaps just because, perhaps in spite of her best efforts. Who can say? Immediately, the first thought is, well, of course. And then you remember, Strahd is immortal. Is a mortal yet. He doesn't have all of the capabilities. It is unlikely that he's charmed her. This is much more likely to be a genuine reaction. a genuine blossom in the relationship. And you are unsure, perhaps for the first time ever, of how Tatiana truly felt about Strahd. Perhaps she was more amenable to the relationship than you've been led to believe. Perhaps not. Almost frozen in time, the two begin to sing. It is several moments until a door clicks and Sergei enters. She stands, bows to him, and he greets her in kind before, as he stands back up, a mischievous grin sort of snakes across his face, and he hurries toward her, hugging so tightly that she rises from the ground, and he spins her around. And you are immediately, all of the affection that might have been there between Tatiana and Strahd, it's nothing compared to the chemistry that she has with Sergei. It's becoming clearer now that this was absolutely a one-sided relationship from the start, and it's never been anything other. Everyone give me another insight check.
$19.
14.
18.
18 and 12. Everyone succeeds. We got an 18. We got a... Gawain, what'd you get?
14.
14. Yana?
19.
19. There's a glint in Tatiana's eyes, and it flits across her face. She's a little confused as he lifts her. Based on the context clues, you suspect that this is several months to a year or two in. We're skipping time as we go forward. And presumably Sergei is continuing on his path toward the clergy, which means he's continuing on his path toward a celibate lifestyle, which is understandably confusing why he would be so affectionate toward her if he's not to be choosing a wife and settling down for a family. Yana and Ivor, you also notice that in this moment, her eyes flit back to Strahd for a moment, almost with a sense of guilt, as though she's somehow to blame for being triangulated between the two of these two men, one of them younger than the other. Even though clearly there's nothing that she did nothing wrong here. She's being pursued by two different suitors, but she can't help but feel a little bit guilty, perhaps because she doesn't say anything. She doesn't push back. She just allows them both to pursue, and she doesn't draw a line and say or form a boundary and choose one of them herself. But perhaps it's not her place in this time. Nevertheless, she feels a sense of guilt, almost as though she's leading at least one of them along.
And this is between Strahd and Rahadin?
No, so Rahadin's not here. The only characters here are Strahd, Sergei, his brother, and Tatiana. You guys are observing from the ethereal, basically.
Gotcha.
As Sergei spins Tatiana around, her already stunning dress sort of morphs into a blossoming red gown with a large petticoat. She now dances in a ballroom, the same hall where you sat for dinner. However, it has now been cleared for a crowd, and she whirls to the tune of the now lively pipe organ and a small band. Her outstretched hand clasps with Sergei's as he forms out from the mists, and they are entwined, twirling and floating through a crowd of nobles, all doing the same. All but Lord Strahd von Zarovich, who sits starkly below a deathly still portrait of his own likeness, elevated perhaps 5 feet up off the dance floor, reclining in a, perhaps not a throne, but a large chair. He stands up and taps his glass, calling for a toast to the people of Barovia, and to his incredible guest, staring deeply into Tatiana's eyes. He steps forward off of this makeshift throne, down onto the floor, and presents Tatiana and Sergei with a goblet each. Everyone give me a perception check.
Anything-
11.
Anything dealing with hearing or smell?
No.
15.
16.
11.
Ivor?
11.
11. At the last moment, Yana, you don't even see the move itself. All you see is a small vial slip down and into like a pocket on like Strahd's jacket. And there's just a flash and a moment of, you are an alchemist. You are accustomed to working with potions and tinctures and all of those, and you know exactly what this is. This was a filter of love, and you can only assume whose drink it was been slipped into. Mm-hmm. As Strahd is already at the 2 dancers who have they're recovering but still breathing slightly heavily from the exertion of the moment. To my wonderful baby brother and your upcoming induction into the church and their wonderful holy work. And to my guest, Tatiana, whose beauty is as enticing each morning as it was the first time I laid eyes on you. And he holds both goblets out to those individuals. While he's giving this toast, Yana, you have a moment if you wanted to try to interrupt, try to insert yourself, try to do something. You have a moment, but it's quickly fading.
Because it worked so well for me the first time I did this. I will quickly rush over to Tatiana's side, but I'll do it clumsily enough that I make it look like I've tripped over my foot, and I'll bump into Tatiana, knocking the glass out of her hand, so it spills on the floor.
I'm going to need both a acrobatics check and a deception check. Acrobatics to see if you can move yourself quickly enough, and deception to see if you can disguise it.
Okay. So that is a 17 for the dexterity.
Okay.
Or let's see, it was deception and which one?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. So deception. So that's a 15 on the deception and a dirty 20 on the acrobatics.
Gotcha. You get there, and you definitely make contact, and it spills all over. Odds or evens?
Because the evens are never in my favor, we'll go odds.
It spills all over Tatiana's dress. As Strahd looks up with a severe expression. And you said it was a 15 deception?
Yes.
All right. However, he looks he begins to chastise you for your clumsiness, for interrupting at such an important moment in the evening. What sort of you bring shame upon your house, and perhaps you do not belong with civilized company. And Rahadin begins to approach to escort you out of the castle. But he seems to have bought your clumsy me routine and does not realize that you are intentionally gunning to disrupt this whole moment. The drink all over herself. Tatiana just sort of curtsies and excuses herself. Sergei follows after, and Strahd is left, having been handed Sergei's goblet. A look of defeat, the beginnings of despair, and just how I've planned this moment. How could you mess this up? Just written across his face. As the room fades around this despondent Strahd, who looks up at and makes eye contact with all of you at the same time, and whispers, "One would think the ritual for casting a love spell or creating a love filter would be more common, but my books were bereft of such things, except for a single short treatise on the subject. The writer's conclusion that love was a force that could not be successfully reproduced by magical methods struck me as being inanely smug." And he walks with echoing clacks of his boot down polished stone, through you, past you, and into the dark. All of you regain consciousness. Riss, you are the one attuned to the tome, correct?
Yeah.
You, or whoever is attuned to this, will be able to craft a filter of love on any night, not just the new moon. Provided, of course, that you have the requisite reagents. If for whatever reason you want a love potion, y'all can craft them once per day.
Yay.
Yeah, that's creepy, man. That's consent issues. Like, that's
So is any
problematic
sort
as
of charm.
fuck, D&D.
But yes, no, I don't disagree.
The only reason I think we would craft one is just to put it in front of Strahd and see what his reaction is. Just to fuck with him.
Just put a mirror in front of him, make him chug it. See if that'll
Awfully
work.
bold
His
of you to
therapy
assume that
clearly
anything
hasn't.
changes.
Yeah. He already loves himself.
He's a vampire. He doesn't have a reflection. Checkmate.
And he already loves himself, so.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fun one, because the first time Yana did that, she got trapped in the castle. This time she got escorted out.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Amazing. Amazing.
Very nice change of pace.
All right. Well, as you guys wake up, the evening, the evening's escapades fading into memory. Through the book, the escapades through the book fading into memory. Excuse me. I almost inhaled a piece of popcorn. That would have been awful. It just went right back and stuck. I was like, gross. I hate this. But the morning is yours. Just to remind everyone, what they didn't see was Riss rise in the evening, clock that, there's a trap around this knife, go and get the cutlery, like a big old chef's knife, and leave, returning 4 hours later. Wiping it off, cursorily, just sort of like, and sticking it back in the drawer or in the knife block.
Oh shit. DM, because I forgot about this the other day. We had all talked about it as a group. Could I have gone and talked to Yvonne? Because we were trying to commission him, have him commission a new set of armor, because mine is fucking evil.
What did you do during the day?
I just did a little bit of baking.
Okay. That's right. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, he would have required a down payment
Easy enough.
toward the armor. But yeah, you guys are rich as heck. And he would absolutely have gotten that started. It will be... Let me see.
And Yvonne can only work with steel, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Basic rule says it takes 300 days. Okay, that's not what we're going to do. Let me see what the new crafting rules...
The
Do
whole
the new
campaign.
crafting rules have a time?
Well, he also probably has apprentices as well, so that would
That's
cut down
true.
on the time tremendously.
That's also true. Plus, he might have parts of it already... Well, no, because it's going to have to be custom for you.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
will also
is it
be
a...
non-magical?
I was about to say, is it a moot point because it's not magical? It won't change with me.
It won't change with you.
If I transform, I'll destroy it.
Mhm.
It's fine. What do you think? So if it like activates and I am in it, basically, is it like, I think we talked about this before, it's like an athletics check or something like that to try to like fight through it?
You guys posed the question. I did not tell the mechanics.
Okay.
But
Strength-
it will fight you. Specifically what that looks like is a little unclear.
Screw it. I never get
How's
to
that
do
option?
anything dumb or risky, so I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna keep the armor.
5.
All right.
It's kept me alive too many times. That +2 to AC is killer.
Good choice of words there.
It may be the death of me, that is fair, but you know what? I'll die kind of standing on my own hill there.
Or upon a stump again. Whichever one.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right.
So yeah, never mind.
The morning is yours. Where do we find everybody? Ned is nowhere to be seen at the moment. He is sawing, actually nowhere to be seen, but you can hear him. And something he must have caught like a bug or something, because he is down for the count. You can only roust him long enough to try to convince him to go and sleep on the bed once everybody's up. And then out like a light again.
Actually, where are we? Are we in?
My
Versus-
house.
Yeah,
my
versus
my
apartment.
This is
apartment.
apartment.
Oh yeah. This is abode. If Gawain's making breakfast, Ivor and Cesar are gonna help.
Risk?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
like
you go ahead.
I just assumed you were making breakfast. I don't know if you are.
Yes, but I was gonna let Risk go first.
Okay.
I was just say once everyone's like up after the book, Riss will ask. Oh, I guess Ned is the one that set the alarm, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Damn. He made it an audible alarm, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And Caesar would have been on watch again as well.
Okay. Riss would have asked, did the knife move? That's the wrong accent.
It's close enough.
It doesn't look like it has moved.
The alarm didn't go off.
That's a good sign, I guess.
Caesar,
So?
did you see anything last night?
DM, did he see?
Yeah. Caesar saw it all, like he did
Okay.
last time. So it's up to you. I think last time Caesar lied for Riss.
Yeah.
So
Last time he did.
what's Caesar
Let's
going
see.
to do?
Well, I don't
I'm
know if
just gonna-
Caesar did, but
yeah.
Yana definitely did.
Mhm.
Yes,
Ooh,
Yana did as well. That's right.
That is low on deception. Do you still have your voice changer?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why everyone.
But he is going to try to cover, but badly.
Yeah. It's that sort of situation.
All right. So it was a. Basically, the question was, Caesar, did you see anything?
Yeah.
No. There was no activity. Sort of shifts and like settles back down and just can't stop looking at Riss.
Insight check.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, insight. Don't fuck me. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's it's good. It's a 22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
I can do math.
18.
Wow.
Caesar, would you roll?
Oh, for insight or for
No,
deception? He rolled a 3.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. For sure. This is a new experience for you all. Caesar hasn't had personality like this. He's been maybe not cold logic, but Caesar's evolving rapidly, much more rapidly than you had anticipated or even thought possible. Caesar's developing into a full personality. Ivor must have had time to program a neural network. What's going on here?
He's my baby boy.
The true genius of Ivor begins to come through as this must be what he was like. Not just a hunk of metal that can walk and talk because someone lost a child and this is some sad resemblance. No, it's so much better or so much worse. I don't know which one it is, because he has the capability to make a sentient creature. And slowly but surely, Caesar is being repaired to his former state. He just flat out lied.
Gawain just cocks his head. Caesar just tries to see if he'll make eye contact with me.
Just like looking from under, like it's very much like a toddler who's caught lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Uncle.
Honesty is always the best policy.
That's not what Father told me. Father told me you protect family.
What do you mean? Looking at what? Well, yes, you do protect family, but this is also something that we are family. We're not fighting, so you don't need to protect. You know, it's.
But you will. So
Gawain looks genuinely confused. He's
it's
like, still
okay to lie
processing.
if you lie to protect someone.
I think at this point, Ivor steps into the kitchen, I'm presuming.
Riss agrees. Riss is like, I mean, that's not fun. That's not bad logic, but Riss will, as this is happening, Riss will like approach Caesar and be like, "Are you trying to protect me?"
Yeah.
Is that true, my boy?
Auntie keeps leaving in the middle of the night, and if you guys found out, you would be mad.
Hmm.
So I decided to lie to protect Auntie so you didn't fight.
Hmm. That is true that I did say a white lie can protect people, but my son, this is within the family. We wouldn't be mad at them. We wouldn't attack them. You could have told us the truth. But I'm proud of you. You did nothing wrong.
Promise.
Forever and always. And I go and give him a hug.
Auntie keeps taking your knife.
Yes, the one that Strahd gave me. I'm assuming that's the one.
Yes.
Very well.
But not last night. Last night, they looked, but took a different knife.
A
Which
different
knife?
That one. Points to the one that you were actively, like, cutting food with.
I'm actively slicing onions for a frittata.
Yeah.
They are red onions, so that's why I probably haven't noticed the blood. I just stop, look down. Oh no. Just smells the blood.
Well, it's not bloody. It was, like, wiped off, but it definitely wasn't, like, washed. So any, like, residual bits, any, like, thin, like, films, like, it's just, like, to think about. But yeah, it was, like, wiped off, but not, like, cleaned.
Yeah, it's still contaminated.
Yes, that's the word.
Just has to sadly throw away all of the onions that he just cut.
Yep.
Because they're a biological hazard.
Why are you throwing it away? It looks delicious.
Not all of our diets can include human blood.
High in iron. Very good for you. It's just the right amount of flavor.
Aged with an oaky aftertaste.
Waved over the flame, cool blue center.
Is there? Would it? I'm trying to figure out. Like, would it be a logical leap at this point to be like, oh, Riss may be the serial killer that we're looking for? Because they're coming back with a disappearing with a knife in the middle of the night, and they are presumably doing something with it. I doubt it's midnight butchery. Well, I guess it's kind of midnight butchery.
Is Riss the
best kind.
Jack Jack the Ripper?
Give me a. It's a definite possibility. No roll necessary. It's sketchy behavior, and something weird is going on in town. Give me an insight check into Riss.
Okay.
And a...
Has any of this been said out loud? Just for my own posterity.
That's a question for Gawain. Is this internal monologue for the moment?
If he doesn't say it out loud, I'll say it.
I think it is. I think it is internal monologue for the moment, as he's like, he doesn't want to like just shout out the first idea he has. He wants to like try to think it through, as bad as this probably is gonna go. But
having learned from Misty, now holds his tongue. Insight check into Riss and a. Oh boy.
Investigation check.
I'm gonna say just raw and no. Yeah, investigation for the problem solving aspect.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's a just -1 intelligence check. All right. You said insight for the first one.
Yes.
Can I roll my own for the investigation?
For now, let's.
Okay.
Let's hold off for now, since this is Gawain's internal monologue. But if said, absolutely, we can do these collectively. Then.
Okay, that's a 19 insight.
19.
Nice.
It's sketchy behavior at a sketchy time of night, and Ivor's noticed something up with that knife several times now. Several times before anyone even began to suspect anything.
Actually, 4.
4 times?
Yeah, I think it's 4 times now.
Yeah, it was at least 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. It's been a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what was your investigation?
You know what? I'm going to use my D12 from telling the story to cover up my shitty intelligence.
Go for it.
No, that's awesome. I rolled a 12, so it's a
yes
14. So it's a 12 plus 14 is a 26. -1 is a 25.
25. Ivor only noticed something up with his knife while in Vallaki. He checked when you were on the road, when you were other places, and it actively didn't move. Like, it was observed to have not moved. It only moved in Vallaki, and no one's been keeping watch while you guys are in Riss's apartment. So who can say what's been going on? However, it is an eerie coincidence. You also remember there's that weird old lady who was like staring at Riss that one time. Could that have anything to do with anything? If nothing's coincidence, it's worth remembering.
Before he does that, because Riss is also doing something. What can Riss connect the dots at this point?
Give me. You automatically succeed the insight check. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. No, I meant like. I don't want to say this without saying it. Can Riss know what I know?
Oh, give me an insight check into yourself.
Okay.
And I need you to roll against a deception check from yourself.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Shit.
So roll the deception first.
Oh, deception first?
Just so we know
Hallelujah.
the DC.
Oh, it's not great. And I don't know if Riss can succeed this, I'll be honest. It's a 25.
Does it change it to do the other deception?
I was using the other deception. Should I be
Using the other deception. Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
will
what?
never roll a 25 deception. What are you on about? They have 0
Oh, wait.
charisma.
Oh wait, that's right. I forgot that you said 25. Yeah, and now give me an insight check. From Riss.
Please, I need an nat 20. Not a nat 20. No. That's it's a 10 total.
You are uncertain what is going on, but you suspect something's happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. What that is, that's a little bit unclear.
Damn, I was hoping I could use intelligence, but that's
No,
okay.
you roll with advantage because this is not this isn't something new. Conceptually, you're aware of this phenomenon in its fundamental form.
That's a 25! It meets it beats it, right?
If it meets, it beats.
Thank you, Dace. Thank you. It was nice to me. I rolled a 19.
Yes. You recall... Hold on, let me look. Let me make sure I get the number right. Nope, that's the private one. I need the behind the screen. You recall 4 faces that you saw in the ether during the dream sequence.
Okay. That's all yeah. Cool. Continue on.
So Gawain is drawing conclusions. Riss is like having an existential nightmare. Both of those are silent, however. What's Yana and Ivor doing?
Yana is going to take a sniff of the chef knife and see if she can track down where it came from.
Go for it. It's a high DC since it's been used for other things since the evening's escapades.
I don't think onions is going to deter that nose.
Are we doing perception or investigation?
This would be perception.
Okay.
With advantage.
With advantage. Okay.
Because it's a smell, right?
Yep. All right. So that is a 23.
23. Where did it come from? This is definitely from the apartment.
Well,
smells
not where the
right.
knife came from, but
okay.
Where the blood came from.
23, you pick it up. You do catch the scent. You also catch the scent of distinctly ocular fluids. As with the last knife.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking it back, that's going to be hard. This is not on a 23, this is not a scent that you have encountered before.
Well, with survival, I could.
You could
it.
potentially try to. It wouldn't be impossible. You have the scent. You just don't know whose it is, where it's from.
Mm-hmm. Hence, trying
necessarily
to find out.
in this moment.
Sniff it out. So with survival, that would be a 26.
26. We'll keep that roll for when you guys begin to go out and about.
Okay.
But yeah, so you suffice to say that you will be well on your way to track this back to its source.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Gawain in this moment is now like all the dots have been connected as far as like it's only in Vallaki, hasn't happened otherwise. It's happened like 5 times, and he just is kind of muttering to himself just a little bit, and then he just kind of uh make sure that his like he coughs to make sure that his voice isn't going to crack as he says this. And he says, uh, Riss, do you don't sleep, right? So you don't like wake up feeling tired?
No.
Um, because I don't know how to say this any other way, but I think that you may be at the center of something gruesome. And I am hoping that you have no knowledge of this.
I mean, I don't. If you're asking if I remember killing people, the answer is no.
Because I think it's happened 5 or 6 times now that we've noticed that Ivor has noticed his knife being misaligned or moved in some way, and every single time it's happened, we've been in Vallaki.
I I have a theory. So, you know how I died and you had to like come get me? Oh, but by the way, Yana, I died and they had to come get me. It was a whole thing. Where is Gertruda? Hold on, pause. Where is Gertruda before I start talking about this?
Oh yeah, she's
probably there
yeah,
'cause she's not in the
probably
bedroom
there.
anymore because Ned's in the bedroom.
Can we
Yeah.
send
Mhm.
Gertruda out before we start talking about this? I apologize. I forgot there
Oh
was an
yeah, that's
NPC
fine.
in my house.
Yeah,
I send her to go
We need more
shopping.
onions.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
We
send her
need that
after
onion.
something.
And do knives.
Okay.
New knives.
Also, DM, tell me when to shut up when the thing happens. Because I feel like it's. I don't know if it has to be night or if it's.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how that. Okay, anyways. But I'm gonna explain. So you remember how I died? Oh, by the way, Yana, I died. It was a whole thing. But, I think one of the, other spirits, um, I don't have a reason for why this is happening or like any other good explanation. I think when I because this only started happening after we got back when I died. This has only been happening. This killer didn't exist before then. I died to. Anyways, we went into like like the in between, right? With all of the spirits and everything. I think that might have done something. I don't know how to explain. I don't give them a pathway to me.
So you mean I'm not the only one with voices in my head now?
You've known that I heard the voices.
Well, hearing voices is one thing, but having voices tell you to do things or make you do things.
Is that not normal?
Wait, we're gonna go.
It's been happening to me since I died on the way to Kresk that first time.
To be clear, I don't hear any other voices besides the Lady of Light. That's who I was referring to.
Ivor takes a step back, and I was like, I think I'm the only one that hears just my own voice.
Well,
I have other people.
Right, but
the one that I hear keeps wanting me to give it hearts. I usually prefer kidneys, but this one wants hearts.
Interesting.
the voices have a distinction?
Well, there's my voice, and then there's the one telling me to procure hearts.
Now that you mention it, your mind is part of one shard of your mind, of your psyche, sort of drifts, and you hear that like guttural breathing, panting, hunger. Yeah. Feed, consume.
I don't say anything in response to it. I just kind of reach into my little pouch of organ meat that Ned had got me and pull out a piece of heart and start nibbling.
Oh, a small little morsel.
Mm-hmm.
It pouts. It's not the same. No, I'm kidding. But no, it is unimpressed with your offering. However, it's not overwhelming and all-consuming yet.
Yet. Usually it prefers something alive, or at least recently alive.
Mm.
Do you
Is
say
that-
that out loud?
Yes. Is that the same for you, Riz?
Do the voices want me to eat organs? Is that what you're asking me?
Sure.
No. I can't understand what the voices are saying. It's just a cacophony. I've explained this to you guys before. I just hear noise. It's like white noise. Think of it as if you're going and standing in like a busy market square in another country, and they're all speaking a language you don't understand. Like, I know they're saying words and they're trying to tell me something, but I don't know what they're saying. Like, I've definitely mentioned this to you guys before.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to hound you too much on this subject, Chris, but
I have questions still. If are you essentially trying to say that there could be a second soul in your head?
is that even possible?
I'm saying there's potentially a cacophony's worth of souls in my head.
Oh,
Interesting.
When I meant I couldn't distinguish one voice from the rest, I'm not joking. Like, usually it's not too bad, but...
Actually, I think I lied earlier. I do hear my own voice in my head, but it is a cacophony. Every time when I get ripped away from this reality, there are memories that exist, even languages that I don't recognize. I'm sure it's not the same as what you're going through, whatever it is. But is it okay if Caesar just keeps an eye on you to keep you safe?
Sure, I have no problem. Caesar's my friend.
He cares about you. He really does. And so do I.
Of
Always
course.
will. No matter what the outcome is. We're here for you.
Of course, and I'm the same for you all.
Riss, do you remember that time that there was that old lady that was staring at you in the city square? And we couldn't figure out what that was about because we wouldn't have, like, by the time we got there, she was just gone. I just can't be coincidence, can it?
I mean, it sounds like it was an old lady. I'm not exactly, like, then gestures
What
to themselves. I'm not exactly like,
what if she saw something and like recognized you from you, you know, killing someone, cutting their eyelid off? Like, what if there was a witness and she's just been too afraid to come forward because we're the heroes of the town?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't remember killing anyone.
Because I mean, if it were me, I'd be scared of us and what we were capable of.
I mean, we could potentially try to go find her and ask, but I don't know what else.
Mm. I, if we can, I'd like to try to, as we're out, if we can identify her, then I think we should. Not that we should necessarily try to hunt this woman down, but if we do come across her, I think we should call it out and attempt to parlay with this woman.
Okay, sure, that sounds fine. I mean, we don't really have any information other than just apparently I have been sneaking out, right?
Apparently.
Mm.
Caesar, my son, when does when do they usually leave? I'm guessing Caesar has some sort of like obviously I've built in like an internal clock, so he knows like timestamps, right?
Yeah, something to that effect.
So about what time does Riss leave?
Shortly before midnight, returns just under 4 hours later.
Between midnight and 4 p.m. AM, sorry. Okay. All right. We'll take this into consideration, but again, I just want to reassure you, Riss. Whatever's happening, if you don't want it to happen anymore, we're going to try and fix it, right?
I think all of you would be aware that when Riss rests, the first 4 hours are sort of like the meditation, and the second 4 hours are sort of like office work. So this would be the meditation block of the Riss's long rest.
Okay. Note to self, Riss kills people during meditation hours.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Riss is going to get added to another list.
So yeah,
Um,
I think we definitely need to take some measures in the future.
mhm,
Maybe buddy system it up.
mhm.
Wait, are you scared that I'm going to kill one of you guys?
No, I'm scared you're gonna kill another civilian if it is you.
Mhm.
I would prefer to stop that. I don't know if my conscience could take it if, I just stood by while you were mindlessly, because you're not you, you're a different soul. But your body being puppeted to go kill some people, when I could have done something to stop it, as simple as just making sure that you weren't alone.
Well, I'll keep an eye on them. I usually prefer the nighttime anyways.
Speaking of which,
Don't.
while you did smell the knife, correct?
Yes.
Can I help you investigate? Perhaps there was a blood trail.
Well, the blood that I smelt was very faint, so I'm not sure if there was an actual blood trail or not. But yeah, help is always welcome.
DM, I know. So Yana already smelled and did the survival check. Would it be possible to, because Gawain wasn't aware of it before, that's why I didn't say anything. Would it have been possible to try to throw a bardic inspiration to Yana in that for that, or is that we're past that kind of thing?
Since we already rolled, we'll just go with the 26.
Cool.
After a moment, Riss is kind of like, I'm gonna go use the facilities. And that they tuck out real quick.
Gawain just goes ahead and really quickly finishes up breakfast for everyone. Goes from frittata, very quickly transitions to omelets because we don't have that kind of fucking time.
Does what's her name come back yet?
Gertruda?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shortly.
She's back.
Within a reasonable amount of time.
Because Riss is in the bathroom, should one of us just let her in?
Well, she's got a key.
Gertruda? Oh, she has a key. Yeah.
It's key. Yep.
All right.
Riss did make them a key, yes.
Gotcha. My
It
bad.
was one of the pretty high on the list of things they did.
Well, I think we should, since we're free of Strahd and Strahd is on the mend, and unfortunately I don't think now is the time to take the fight to Strahd, as confident as we are coming off of this victory. I think we need to take some time to assess our strength and build up our resources.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah, it definitely still feels like he's at the castle. Or at least in that direction.
That is a very handy thing to have.
It's a little disconcerting. It's the first time I've ever tried this, so... But, yeah, it's very handy.
Ooh.
Ivor will take a moment and reach down to his leg, just below his hip, and unlatch the knife that Strahd left the party. And he's just gonna focus on it while Riss is gone.
You focus on it. And are you attuned to it? Or did you unattune from it?
Let
You
me
got a
double
team
check.
from it.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
For the wand of fireballs.
Yep, I unattuned from it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean... It's... You know it well. You know it very well. You've been attuned to it for a while. To think that someone was taking it, maybe committing acts of murder, and returning it, turns your stomach a little bit.
Oh, that's weird. I have an empty slot. Did you not make the wand of fireballs for me yet?
Wand of Fireballs is an actual thing.
Yeah, it's not a homebrew item.
Yeah, it's on there. You can just attune it.
Oh, there we go. Got it. All right. So because I'm not attuned to the knife in particular right now, do you want me to roll something or?
What are you trying to gain from it?
That's a good question. Can I? No, I'm not attuned to it. Asking it a question wouldn't yield anything. Do I see? Because I don't think I've ever cleaned it. I've made sure that it was maintained on my rifle. I've maintained it, but I don't think I've ever cleaned it. Can I ask Yana if any familiar scents of blood are on the knife?
Go for it. Yana, that would be perception with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
May I Bardic?
Yes.
And because I'm asking, Flash of Genius, so +4.
I will go ahead and just serve up Yana's omelet, and it's just got a. I took a whole heart. And I'm assuming, are these pig hearts or are these like human hearts? Just for Gawain's, knowledge.
I think you know the difference between a. Oh wait, they are similar.
Well,
Shit.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yana.
They taste a little bit bacony.
Okay. So yeah, I have a nice little like beef carpaccio type style heart that has been lightly seared with some sun magnification from some magic and a magnifying lens, because that's the closest thing I have to a blowtorch. And I'll slide that over. And
Gawain's
you have a
burning
D6.
ants in the heart.
I sign it. I sign the omelet too with my name.
It's a 34.
34. Uncleaned. You get the same that you did last time. You get there is dried blood in the recesses. There's dried other fluids in the recesses. It's strong scent of. You strongly pick up the faint scent of iron that remains, as well as ocular fluids, like inside the eye, the jelly inside the eyeball itself, things like that.
Yeah, I definitely smell the scent of blood in there. There's some eye boogies.
There is one wedged in like a
right in there.
like some filigree. It's like sleep sand.
Yeah, it's definitely a little fainter than when I smelled it. I think it was yesterday. But yeah, still there.
Still there. Okay. So while Riss is still gone, Ivor is going to take both knives and, with the party's permission, cast prestidigitation on both knives.
Oh, to clean it?
If the party's okay with that.
Wouldn't
No
bother me
objections?
none.
Okay. Now that Yana has the scent, we don't need any more evidence.
Nobody else is going to tie this back to us.
Yep.
Gawain is thinking, good, clean the knife. We don't want any more blood around. Not thinking, wow, that's contamination of a crime scene. We are actively aiding and abetting a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I think it's at this moment Riss returns. And they seem a little confused. Does anyone know why I went to the bathroom?
No, you just said you needed a moment to use the facilities.
Right.
But how did you say that? We know you don't sleep, but how often do you actually have to use the facilities?
I was kind of wondering that myself, because I thought you just baby birded the food up that I make you.
Like an owl pellet.
Yeah.
Right, Gawain?
Yes, I've definitely had a moment where I commiserated with Strahd. It was a weird feeling.
I will now never refer to vomiting as anything other than commiserating with Strahd.
I love it.
I need everyone to read between the lines.
Should...
You are asking the wrong person here.
I know, Casey isn't here.
Yeah.
Our common sense is on a plane right now.
It's on the
Yeah.
Were they washing
You know,
clothes?
I
Are you asking?
Can I do an insight roll?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do an insight roll.
Oh, is that okay? I would love to do an insight roll as well, if possible,
That's fine.
DM.
Yes.
Go for it.
Ooh,
Anyone who wants to do
That
one.
is decent. 18. I think that's the best I can do without rolling a natural 20.
Insight 18 as well.
Ooh, DM, can Cesar roll as well?
I don't think so. I think he's too naive.
Ah.
Yana?
I think Gawain's
It's-
barely allowed to roll.
Yeah, for Yana, it's just a straight up nope.
Nope. Okay.
I didn't actually think of like DCs and stuff. Do you want to tell them, DM?
I think 18 would be. 18 is usually pretty good. I don't
Okay.
think there would be anything major that would be withheld on an 18.
Okay, okay. So you all would, at this point, I'm just gonna go and give it to you. You've never seen Riss use the bathroom, ever. They don't eat. There's no reason for them to ever need to go to the bathroom.
No.
And the fact that they're kind of being cagey about it means that they can't just come out and say whatever they need to say. There's a high chance that the souls switched, and to switch again, they went to the bathroom to, like, be private. To switch back.
This really puts new use to the pronouns of they, them.
Yes. Them and them.
I'm not sorry.
And them and them and them.
Yeah, because Riss said there were multiple
They don't know.
voices.
They don't know. They don't know the names, so I can't say names. No proper nouns.
Yep.
So does
This is
this take...
this is the Among Us me where it was like me saw who killed
Oh
them.
yeah. I've played a game like that. It's super fun but super annoying.
Sorry, not to get us off track. Sorry. Continue.
So,
But Riz definitely
say...
didn't come out and say any of that. Like Riz just said, "I was in the bathroom and that's kind of weird."
And you guys put those pieces together.
Okay.
Yana's like, yeah, that is weird. Huh.
And you guys, I would also give
First
you
time
guys
for
also
everything, I
know
guess.
that, like, as much as Riz is not charismatic, they are usually very purposeful in their words. So, like, the fact that they aren't saying shit is kind of a red flag.
Mm.
Okay. I don't know how to go about this. Because Richard has an idea, but Ivor has very little clue. Oh, no.
Go for it. At this point, I'm less worried about, like, RPing down to your character's stats. If you as the character, if you as the player have a good idea, everyone has brainwaves from time to time.
Okay.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll ask you this, DM, and if that's the case, is there a mirror in Riss's bathroom?
Yes. Perhaps the only purpose the
Mirror in
bathroom
it.
serves is to give them a place to prepare themselves for the day, clean themselves off, and make sure they're presentable.
Is there a mirror anywhere else in the house?
Probably not. No need.
Okay. Can I just straight out ask you, is that the trigger? Do they have to look in the mirror?
You would know that they didn't need to look in the mirror unless it was not risk the whole conversation. They didn't need the trigger to switch the first time, so it's unlikely they needed it to switch back.
Interesting. Let me write that down. Well, this is going to be on YouTube anyway, so even if I don't write this down, I'll still remember it.
Did we ever check the Strahd dagger to see if it was cursed or anything?
There is no real way to check for curses in D&D. That's kind of the fun of curses.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that there wasn't like a identify curse.
Yeah,
Detect
no, there
curse.
isn't. There's
Detect
a
curse
remove
should be a
curse.
spell.
Should be.
It
Yeah.
definitely should be. If remove curse is a third level spell, detect curse should be like a second.
I'm tempted to give it like detect magic, detect curse, identify.
Maybe after
That's fair.
this, Riz will write it because I do that in this campaign.
That's such a great idea. Anyway.
Um. Oh no! What did I tell the party?
You're the only person who knows.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what he'll tell the party.
Yeah, I'm doing a Gawain, and I'm trying to connect the dots.
That's a lot less difficult for you. You're a brilliant ass engineer artificer.
Yeah. So I'll just. Well, technically, this is in front of Riss as well. I'm not sure which Riss it is, but I just say out loud. Maybe they went to the bathroom so they could switch? Perhaps a mirror is used as a means of, and lack of better terms, reflection. So that way one soul can switch to another person. I've personally only heard of such a thing in ghost stories, almost like a fairy tale. But perhaps it really exists.
Gawain will just take out his compact mirror and just like put it in front of Riss's face, see if anything happens.
Oh shit, I forgot you had that!
They just raise an eyebrow at you.
Yeah,
I don't think
try
that
it, I
was it.
guess.
Yep, mark that one off.
DM, can I attempt a grim psychometry check on the dagger?
On the dagger? Yes. Go for it.
Yeah, Ivor will definitely
For posterity's sake,
unlatch it.
where is the dagger?
It's in my hand now.
Okay.
And I'm holding it. I've
I was
offering
like,
it
the
to
dagger
Yana.
has moved around so much. I'm like, I'm trying to remember what.
Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Yeah. No, it
So-
was on my leg. I took it off my leg, and now I'm offering it to Yana.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright, grim psychometry is basically like the sordid history.
Yep.
You have this flash of vision.
Oh boy.
This is like a relic of Strahd's existence here. He crafted it, enchanted it himself. And imbued a modicum of his power into it. It's been used by a number of individuals, all for various nefarious purposes. So it is little wonder why, presuming that Riss is the one who's doing all of these murders, it's little wonder why they chose this knife. It almost calls to the darkness in people. And if you have a good bit of it, it's going to manifest it, for sure. It's very much like the dagger that Matt picks up in the first season of Wheel of Time, sort of idea, where it like bonds and feeds off the darkness in you, and you feed off the darkness in it, and that kind of thing. It's not cursed in the traditional mechanical sense, but it is a dark weapon that carries a burden that's transferred to whoever wields it. Eating away at the light, feeding the dark within them.
Got it. I think we might want to see about getting this thing blessed by a priest or somebody. It's got a very dark history. I don't think this knife has ever done anything good.
And Ivor will slowly clutch the knife and stare at it just a little bit more.
Would Riss know if blessing the dagger would actually, like, do anything to the Arcana if it's not, like, actually cursed?
This. Give me an Arcana check.
Can I also give
I
an
have the
Arcana
thing.
check because I'm holding it?
Yeah.
I get to use the thing. It's a 19.
You do get to use
That's
a thing. 19.
a 27.
Ooh, nice.
Just for fun,
can
roll
we-
at disadvantage.
Yeah. Jump in.
That's a 0.
Damn.
For sake, I will say Riss
Amazing.
was saying their thoughts out loud since everyone's now getting it on their check.
My Arcana's pretty good. Where is it?
Gawain is
Yeah,
just really
plus-
centered on making omelets.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah. You guys all understand that this is like a semi-sentient artifact. It doesn't speak as the Sun Sword does, but it has a will. It's almost like the One Ring, where it has a will a little bit, and it forges a bond and a relationship between itself and its wielder, especially if it's used, shall we say. If used enough, it might evolve into a capital C curse, where you can't unattune from it and all of that stuff. But it's like it's well on its way, or that it's cursed, but it has to develop a relationship with you first. Takes you out to dinner a couple of times.
Some sort of rapport, if you might say. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of rapport. It's not the kind of cursed item that will hit it and quit it.
So I take the knife,
The
I hold it, and I put it back in the holder.
But to answer your question, blessing it may begin to undo some of these darker personality traits, shall we say.
Yana,
And do you
did
guys want
you say that? Sorry.
No,
You go first.
You started first. You go.
Yana, you said that you think we should take it to some sort of priest.
Yeah, it's got a very dark history. I felt not so much voices or anything like that, but from what I gathered with my ability to see the dark history of it, I saw that it almost kind of willed itself to do these things.
Well, so it felt very heavy.
It's the way it looked, in the way that the people were carrying it and using it. It almost looked like it was using them instead of them using it.
As I sheath the knife, I slowly turn to Gawain and just go, would the abbot know anything about this? Your brother?
He may know something. I doubt he knows anything particular about this knife in particular, but he may know something about curses and how to alleviate them. Maybe suppress them in objects. No, the question is, do we even want to have this out in the open?
Should I hide it?
Well, I was thinking you could potentially just put it in the puzzle box, and then no one can get to it, and it can't hurt anyone, while we decide what to do.
Very well. I've done away with any sort of potential communications with it thus far. If you can, actually, no, I can do it. Yep. And
So,
I drop it in.
Before it goes in the puzzle box,
Oh?
it flies out of whoever's hand is holding it and goes to Riss.
It flies out of Ivor's hands and lands at Riss's feet.
No, they're holding it. And they're obviously in a
Oh.
very defensive position. They're like, sorry, I'm not gonna let you do that.
Okay then.
Roll initiative?
And let's take a quick break for 10 for bio break. So let's take a quick bio break. Things are heating up, and this is a perfect opportunity to give everyone blue balls. So let's take a quick 10 minutes, go to the bathroom, grab a drink, whatever you need, and then we'll meet back up here. Don't go anywhere. It's getting so hot in here. It's great. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's getting spicy, but not like that. So bringing everyone back up to speed. Oh boy, it's been a little bit of all kinds of fun. We went into the after coming back out from the Tome of Strahd. The party did a little bit of investigation around this whole Ivor's dagger situation, and realized that Cesar was lying to cover for Auntie. After a convincing toddler argument, the adults in the room had a conversation about what's going on, and Riss successfully diverted, downplayed, and cooled the room off, and then excused themselves to use the facilities, which was kind of odd, but everyone was going to let it slide until Riss came back and was like, "Why did I go to the bathroom?" And everyone's like, "What are you talking about? Do you think you just flipped personalities?" Thank you, Ivor. Yes, that is what I thought. And it's unclear what's happening now. However, realizing that this dagger is really kind of bad news bears, the party decided to put it in the puzzle box of holding for for safekeeping. At which point, Riss was like, "No, I'll take that." And we are now at what feels like a Mexican standoff. It feels like we're like, what's happening? Is it about to pop off? But we shall see. We haven't rolled initiative yet. No blows have been... we haven't come to blows. So Riss is holding Evening Shade, having said, "I can't let you do that." What are you guys doing?
Riss, who are we talking to right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do they give them their name?
The jig is up.
It's You can call me Phantom. Don't worry, I would know all of your names. If you guys were like into that kind of chivalry or whatever.
Formalities aside,
Formality, that was the word I was looking for, thank you.
how many times have you actually been around us? Can we know that?
I mean, you guys were pretty spot on earlier. I think it's around like... It's got to be at least 5 now.
So, every time that knife moved, was it you? Or was it somebody else?
You know, I was going to say it certainly wasn't the ghosts, but here I am, so...
Well, with a name like Phantom, that's fine. But, can we move this conversation outside? Is that okay with you?
Why would we need to move it outside?
Just in case.
I mean, I think the best thing to do at this point is I walk away and you guys stay here.
I can't let you leave with that knife, Riss.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
I already told you to call me Phantom, Gawain.
Sorry. Phantom. I cannot let you leave with that knife.
I don't think you can stop me.
Which is exactly why I said, can we just move this conversation outside?
DM,
Sure. Oh, go ahead.
just this is not happening in front of you all. Mentally fucking calling Orion the second this shit pops off. Like the second that they said my name is Phantom, Gawain had started having an anxiety attack, and I'm sure Orion felt that shit.
Yeah, he can probably smell it.
It's that, huh? He's like, I better go check this out.
His head raises, just like.
Yes,
Father.
you've seen those dogs where they're like laying down and then they hear a concerning sound. They're like, what? That's exactly what's going on here.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Orion is en route, but probably won't be able to make it into the apartment itself.
No, that's less the concern.
Mm-hmm.
It's more if Phantom gets out of the apartment.
So Ivor says, "Can we take this outside?" And Phantom says, "Sure." And then there's a moment where like their form like goes like fuzzy almost. Like it like unfocuses for a second. You blink and it's fine. And then they just backwards walk out like through the wall.
Can I
What
take
the fuck?
Can I take a opportunity attack, not with a weapon, because I don't think I'm currently wielding the axe, but just with a... can I do a sentinel backhand?
I don't think you were right up against them. You might have been a couple of, like, on the other side of the table.
So they were also kind of like getting in position to like they could like just walk through the wall.
Did you subtle spell it, or...
They didn't
Or
cast
did-
a spell.
Not a spell.
Oh, shit.
As soon as Phantom is through the wall, I am going out the apartment, and I am trying to meet up with Orion as fast as possible.
Well, it really would have helped if Ned was here. But I am going to, if Yana is okay with it, Vortex Warp.
You have to be able to see where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit, yeah. Because Phantom went through the wall.
Fuck!
Oh, no.
God damn it.
I was like, I was scared for a second.
I had a spell for this, and I just didn't use it. Damn it.
Is there a window on that same side of the building?
Mm-hmm.
Relatively nearby?
Yeah. You can rush over. I need a dexterity check from both Yana and Phantom. Or initiative check, I should say. Just to see who goes first.
29.
Dang.
Why am I rolling?
Dang.
I pre-rolled over a break.
That's an 18.
Yeah, no. You get to the window and you see Phantom emerge out onto wherever this is, out on the street. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you specifically wanted to do, or were you just looking to see if you could clock him?
No. As I get over to the window, I'm going to jump through it and mid-jump transition to my werewolf form.
Transition into the werewolf form. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So, all right, we're kicking off in earnest. I need everyone else to roll initiative.
Definitely thought I was gonna get away without getting to do my thing, but that's okay.
This is weird. Caesar's not the one breaking windows anymore.
I was gonna say, did Yana just break their window?
Yeah.
So mad. Why is Yana? What's with Yana specifically and breaking Riss's house?
That's so funny.
It really is.
Oh, that's bad.
Like her be like, Yana, I rent. This isn't actually mine.
29. Inside a box in the mind. This is what Riss is shouting at the projector screen playing. All right, 29 from Yana. Definitely going to be first. What did Phantom get?
Was it 18?
18.
Anyone beat 18? Or either of you
I
can do.
I
I
should have
meet
given them
18.
the alert feed. That would
You also got 18?
That's okay.
Yeah, I roll a 16 and I have a +2.
You have a +2. So Phantom will go first. And then what did Gawain get?
6.
Yana, just so you know, if you're going to attack me this round, you have disadvantage.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
They're still kind of like, you know, when you're like your camera goes like slightly out of focus,
Huh.
you can't get it to like
Boy, do
focus.
I.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck, Steven?
What? My webcam refuses to look at my face sometimes. I don't know what you're talking about.
um.
Although that is a reasonable assumption. Thank you.
No, I was like, you can call me out for that. I play with you and Savannah, thank you.
Yes.
But no, it's like they're constantly like, it's like this like almost like shifting, like the focus is like constantly kind of like going in and out.
So basically like a blur.
A little bit.
Yeah, like is it like wavy or is it like static?
It's like
looking at somebody through like a heat mirage where like it's ripply.
Yeah, ripply. Yeah.
I'd also say like if you've ever like messed with the blur on a camera before, something like that as well.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, but yeah. First up, Yana. You jump out the window, and you land. Give me. You are one floor up, I think, right? Or have we not established where Riss's apartment is? I imagine it like an apartment building, although it's probably much more reasonable. That it's probably on the. It's maybe, you know what?
How much fantasy dual story do we have? Like how big is Valaki? How many like dual story buildings are there?
Yeah, that's true. It's multi-story buildings are not uncommon. Yeah. Nat 1 on that D20 roll. You are actually on the. You're on the second story, so there is a drop.
They're just floating. Because they can do that.
What? Okay.
No,
That's
you
fine.
know, we talked about this!
I
It's
know we
part
talked
of the
about
thing.
this. I know we talked about this.
I will tell all at the end of this, I promise. But they can float for the moment.
As you dive through, I'll give you a dexterity save to have the fall damage.
Okay. Let's see. Dexterity save. That's a 28.
28 succeeds. 3 points halved to 1.
And
Wow.
I was literally trying to jump out on top of Phantom
Okay.
to land on Phantom, as in a grapple.
Okay. Gotcha. As a wolf. Now. Phantom, remind me. You are incorporeal because of what you just did.
Uh-huh.
So you feel for a second, and then you actually pass through them, and you hit the ground beneath.
Okay. Got it.
You do have an action still,
Okay.
because
I'm going to basically I'll land all fours, feel the little stub in my pinky toe, and I'll stand up, turn around really quickly, and launch a radiant breath.
ooh. So that's a dexterity save.
That is a dexterity save. Half as much on a success.
Okay. What's the DC?
16.
That's okay. I'll fail. That's fine.
Okay.
You have
17
betrayed me.
points of- 17 points of radiant damage.
You said 7?
17.
Oh, 17. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Now, you're high enough level that even on a failure, you only take half damage on
Oh,
dex
you
saves
right. You right.
because of evasion.
I knew that. That's 8, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Movement, bonus action, action.
Phantom.
Cool. How far away from Yana am I?
Yana is only 20 feet off the ground. First floor. First story is 1, so it should have been less, but 1 point of damage is fine. It wouldn't have rounded down below that. Yana leapt out of the second story window trying to hit on top of you. Did roll to absorb some of the impact. So, in melee, we'll say. Because
in melee.
if you walked out, you're on the second floor. No, that's not true. You are on the second floor.
So I should be like 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah, 10 feet off the ground.
Mhm.
Yes, that's fine. So 10 feet away would be the larger distance.
Okay.
Wait, if you're only 10 feet off the ground, wouldn't that mean that since Yana's at least like 6 foot with a 5 foot reach, that you're still in melee?
10 feet, that's correct. That is correct, actually. I hate having to think in 3 dimensions.
I'm so sorry. Actually,
you
I'm
are-
not.
Terrible.
I exist to make your life difficult. Okay. Can I see everyone else in the apartment?
Give me let's see. You walked through the wall. You would have line of sight on, give me a perception check.
Very cool. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, but I would like to know this just regardless. That's a dirty 20.
You probably have line of sight on Gawain, because he would have been furthest from where you went, where you were originally.
That's poetic. Okay. Let me think. Yeah. I'm gonna throw my dagger at Gawain. Just give it a good yeet.
Bonus action, steady aim.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Can Cesar block it?
I don't think. Double check the text on the
Aren't still defender?
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Within 5 feet. If
Of
that's what you
the
mean.
target or the attacker.
Target. So if Caesar is within 5 feet.
Yeah,
He
he can
could-
impose disadvantage. Provided the defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature that it can see that is within 5 feet of it. The attacker has to be within 5 feet.
Ah. Oh.
So yeah, no. Unfortunately, no.
Damn it.
Advantage goes through. What'd you get?
Oh, that's a 31.
Do I see this knife coming? As
Yeah, I mean, you would have line of
Danger.
sight.
Silvery barbs.
Are they?
It's rolled again, right?
Yeah, roll it. Roll one. So you had advantage. So roll the lower of the d20s, and take the and leave the higher one there, and then take the lower of those 2 rolls.
Yeah. It's the triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay.
So we resolve the advantage first, then we roll a third d20 and use the lower of those two.
I'm trying to remember what his AC is. And if I want to use a
Something
thing.
Godly.
I know it's something ungodly. I'm trying to remember how ungodly.
Somewhere between 1 and 100.
Oh, really? It's fine. I'll do this. This is
I was
for
hoping
show.
for somewhere between 1 and 5.
Yeah, right,
Oh.
exactly.
using the lower d20 roll. It's a 32. Knowledge from past life.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
'Cause I didn't know that. I didn't know. Just for posterity, would a 29 have hit you? Or sorry, a 26.
No.
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad I used it.
Yeah. Alright, so 32
Okay.
hits. Wow, you pull off what I never can.
Since Caesar didn't succeed, can I use my lucky point?
No, unfortunately, that's not how that works.
You can only use a lucky point on someone attacking you.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I
That
tried, Gawain.
is-
My bad.
Geez, 18. No, 17.
So you succeed. So, okay, that's only a 2. It's been a while. 20.
Stop it.
I'm gonna take 30 points of damage total.
Okay.
Any of that, how much of that was necrotic?
It was 2
So,
because he cut it in
29.
half.
20, yeah.
But
So
he succeeded on it, so it doesn't reduce his max HP.
doesn't reduce his max HP. He is resistant to necrotic.
Okay,
Yes.
so 29.
Okay.
Woof, big hit.
And then I'm gonna Riss is gonna use their Phantom is gonna use their the thingy. I forget, it's the property. I can throw another knife.
Oh, yeah, Nick.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a knife at Yana. And it's not gonna do anything because Yana's super resistant. And I only get a D4 on this one. But
Yeah.
does steady aim go for both or just the one?
Both, everything.
Both.
Woo. Oh, I'm so glad.
But that means you
Oh.
can't move.
Yeah,
Correct.
no movement.
Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
Well, that's that. That's my turn.
Doesn't even get
King.
close.
Ivor.
It's okay. It wasn't even a magic knife. I don't think it literally would have done any damage to you.
It was the same kitchen knife.
Yeah, it was the same kitchen knife.
Ivor and Caesar sort of Ivor makes it to the window after Caesar, but they don't go through it. They do a Scooby-Doo, the legs are just rotating. They book it downstairs instead of jumping out the window. And they're looking for Phantom.
I'm going to say it'll take a move and dash to get outside.
Okay.
So it'll be your action to dash this turn for both of you guys to get out there.
Okay.
You can see
So-
Phantom, but spends your action to get there.
All right, that's one action. Do I have one more action to shoot?
If you action surge, because it's not an attack, it was a full action.
Okay.
So if you want to shoot, you'd have to spend your action surge.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Ooh, you could also have because I know we just crafted. You just crafted those. You could also have Caesar because you didn't use your bonus action because you dashed. You could stun grenade Phantom.
That would be better. Instead of shooting.
Well,
Good
you could
call
do
out.
both. You could do both.
You could do
Yeah.
both.
Stun grenade first.
Well, no, Caesar would have had to dash to get out there. So he wouldn't have an action to use at Ivor's behest.
Yeah, but like I didn't want Caesar to jump out, because if Caesar jumped out, he would have had to like grip the like accompanying apartment or house and like slide down, and that's no. I don't want to do property damage.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so you can shoot, you can stun grenade, but Caesar doesn't have an action left to do anything with, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, he's just downstairs, out the door, past. I don't know why I can't remember her name.
Gertruda.
Gertruda, thank you.
Gertruda, that's right.
Well, I don't know if she's still in the way, but
No,
Gertruda,
she's not
yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, so if you are making attacks, make it your attacks, or stun grenade as one of your attacks.
Stun grenade. What do I have to roll for that?
All right, you don't roll anything. It's a targeted flashbang. So Phantom, go ahead and make a con save against Ivor's spell DC.
DC 16. I think that's what I have written on mine.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a real concussion grenade.
All right, and then Phantom, what's that save?
Sorry, what save am I making? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, con save. DC 16 against the stun grenade from Ivor.
Oh boy. Huh.
Oh, hope I don't fall.
That's a 4, actually.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Stun.
wait. I knew I had advantage.
You have advantage against stunned?
Against con saves.
Ooh.
Just in general? What the fuck?
Yeah. It's 17 this time.
Oh, wow.
My dice have been
By one.
going back and forth on my rolls. It's like I roll low and then I roll high. So
It's poetic. Barely in time. Shielding your eyes and face from this stun.
One of them does it.
Excuse me. And unaffected. That's one attack. If you want to fire with your second attack, you may do so.
And I can't throw another grenade.
You could.
You only have the one. I think. Wait, or did you make 4 or did you make 3?
3.
Yeah, then I think 1 went to Yana, 1 went to me, 1 went to you.
Okay.
Oh.
So no, but he doesn't have any more.
Oh no,
than that.
sorry. You did have 4. Caesar had 1.
I forgot. The dagger came back to me at the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Apologies.
All right.
I definitely also forgot to do a thing on my turn, but that's okay. That's okay.
All right. So, do I have to shoot, or can I throw another grenade?
No, you would have to. You'll have to shoot this time since Caesar has the fourth one. You'd have to go grab it from him next turn.
All right. As he is, like, as Caesar is like barreling toward me, saying, "Father, use this," and I think about grabbing the grenade from him. I just stop, drop to a knee, and I aim for the back of the knee for Phantom.
Nice. Go for it.
Okay. And because this is so rapid, I'm just going to do a straight shot.
Yep. Since you used movement this turn, you cannot steady aim and no sharpshooter then. Okay, got it.
I don't think that's going to hit. It might.
What'd you get?
16.
Naturally or
What's your total?
Total.
Mhm.
No hit. No dice.
All right.
Just sort of like woof, woof. Wait, disadvantage, right?
Disadvantage.
Roll again.
on all attack rolls?
Yeah. I'm incorporeal.
You right.
That doesn't-
You right. I'm sorry.
I don't know what that actually means because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Things are just going through me.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know that, but I don't know like mechanically what the fuck that means. Like
Oh,
why
that's okay.
we have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a thing.
That's what
Okay,
the
I just wanted to make sure
ability
you
says.
didn't. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't misfire. But you
No,
didn't.
no.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That actually
Gawain.
rolled higher that time.
Yeah. The dagger just
Okay.
sort of like and pulls itself out of you, and you lose it. Oh boy, Ivor.
Oh no.
You lose a gout of blood.
And as it rips out, I'm almost. How far? You said Orion was outside, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Half movement, mount up. Having Orion make his way towards Phantom.
Oh, so you're gonna go down outside? Are you going
yeah,
through the
that's what-
window?
I said that before. I said I was going out the front. Like
Oh,
last,
I must.
like before initiative even kicked off.
Okay, I had forgotten that. That's fine.
If I need
So,
to,
yeah.
if I need to bust through a window and jump on Orion midair, I'll fucking do that. That's fine.
It's up to you. It will take action and dash to get out through the main door.
Okay, window it is. I give Orion the mental command, and he's going to jump up at the same time that I am Hulk leaping out the window, and I'm going to. Yeah, no, that shit sucked. I'm going to go in midair, go supernova. So that I am resistant to the fucking piercing damage that dagger does. And I am going to have Orion do a claw attack at disadvantage on Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
This wouldn't by chance be like, for some weird reason, the invisible condition.
I don't think
No.
so, right?
No.
Okay.
No, they haven't done that yet.
Okay, where's it? Claw.
Well, that's a good point. I don't even think I prepared resist spells for the day. Oh no. Oh no.
Does a dirty 20 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, that is. I need a strength save from Phantom.
Absolute betrayal.
Why have you done this?
But just wait, it'll get worse momentarily.
Oh, it's
Nice.
worse. How does a 14 fare?
Does not pass. You are prone, so you are no longer up in the air. So yeah, goes
you
up
have
and
hover?
just. What?
Whatever you're doing to get in the air, I don't recall off the top of my head. Does it give you the ability to hover, or do you drop?
If you're knocked prone, I don't think it matters, even if you can hover.
No, if you have hover speed, you can. You don't. That's like if you get knocked prone and you don't have hover, that's when you drop.
Okay.
I have a flying speed
No hover.
as of right now.
As of right now. Remind me what that's from?
It's from the Ghost Walk.
Oh, yes.
I'll read it. You assume a spectral form in which you have a flying speed of 10 feet, can hover, and attack rolls have disadvantage.
Can hover. Okay, yeah, so you do not get knocked prone. You're just sort of existing in the air.
So he doesn't get his bonus bite attack then?
Does get knocked prone, but doesn't drop to the floor, I should say.
So, okay, so does get the bite attack then.
Yeah,
Okay.
mechanically is prone.
Just 10 feet up.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Falls in the air on nothing.
Oh my gosh. That's 9
I like to think
points.
of it as like pinwheeling.
9 points of slashing on the claw attack. That is an 18 to hit. Or no, sorry, 17 to hit.
No.
Okay. Bite misses. Oh wait, sorry. He has pack tactics. I gotta re-roll that.
Yeah, that's fine. That would be... There's advantage,
roll.
there's disadvantage, there's
There's
advantage.
straight
So
roll.
it would just flatten out across the board.
So I'll just re-roll that second attack. That's an at one.
Oh, buddy.
There's been a lot of ones this session.
Yeah.
I think this is the fourth one. You've rolled two, I rolled one, you rolled one.
I've rolled one.
Yep. Okay.
I've also
Yeah,
rolled a lot of low numbers. Like, I've rolled 2, like, twice, I think, now.
Don't like this. First attack, stun grenade to the face.
Con save. 16.
Fuck you.
Ivor is gonna have to make some more
Nice.
of these.
Natural 20.
Silvery barbs.
Was that a nat 20?
No, it was
I
a
just-
17. But I,
Oh,
passed.
okay. Okay, so you did pass. I
passed.
forgot that it's not the crit. So
Yeah,
still
yeah,
silvery
no.
barbs?
I'll roll the crit die. I'll roll my fuck die.
So still succeeds, you're still silvery bars in?
Yeah, I am still silvery barbsing because it succeeded.
That one was an at 20.
God damn it! Well, fine. I'm just
So
gonna
it's
nat
still a
20 you in the
17.
face. I'm gonna nat 20 you in the face. I just rolled with a straight because I gave myself the advantage on my second attack, which canceled it, and I just rolled a nat 20. So I'm going for non-lethal damage, trying to put Phantom in the fucking ground for right now.
You can try. You may certainly try.
Put some sauce on it. No, I'm not trying to actually kill you. I'll do a second level smite. Shit, that's 2, 3. Are you undead? I don't know. I have to ask, you know.
Technically, no. As per
Fiend?
DM rules, technically, no.
Technically, no.
Okay. So that'll be... That should be... 8. Yeah, 8d8 plus 15. Does it matter the slashing and the radiant? Like, I don't know what you have. Okay, cool. Let's-
I have to keep flipping between character sheets. This is...
Stop being cursed by so many souls.
Riz did not
But-
choose that. And this is actually something I didn't choose.
That is
Sorry, go ahead.
That is 64 points of damage total.
Okay.
I need a Constitution save.
Okay.
You're already prone, so I don't need the other Constitution save. But I do need a Strength save.
Why are you strength saving me again?
Because I have gravity powers. Fuck you.
Because
Fuck
he
you
can.
back. I think I passed all of those.
Probably the con save. Oh, actually, no, the con save you didn't even need to make. I'm sorry. That's an at 20. It's an automatic D4 off your strength.
Off my strength?
Off your strength score, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Good thing I nat 20'd on that save.
Oh no, he crit on his attack, so that save didn't matter. It automatically happens.
Yeah, that's 4.
Wait.
That's 4. So you have a -2 to all strength checks and attacks and saves.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
Okay. That's okay.
But I do need the strength save, though.
I did nat 20 on the strength save. That's what I said.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know which one that was. Okay, cool. So you
Wait, how
don't
does this work?
go
If I do
down
this,
5
it makes
feet.
it this? Oh god, okay. Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild. I have heard this is like stiff level territory. This is crazy. I would just like to make it known that Phantom
Priority-
Strength is currently 3.
You guys know the Rift doesn't have a good strength score!
There's a difference between it doesn't have a good strength score and my strength score is slightly lower than Gawain's intelligence.
I'm weaker than Gawain's stupidity. That's so funny.
I've got to quit that. Hold on.
I'm looking forward to the I just saw the Today It Begin or whatever. That Matt tweeted out. Or It Has Begin. That's what it was.
It has
yeah.
begun. Yeah.
Has Begin. And I'm scared to see what that's gonna, because they put it on a shirt. I'm scared to see what mine's gonna be. It has begun. It's my favorite thing. Okay. Okay. Well, that brings us back to the top with Yana.
Okay. Remember how I said it's about to get worse? Blood Curse of Bloated Agony. Amplified. You have disadvantage on both strength and dex. And you take necrotic damage if you make more than one attack on your turn for the next minute.
Great.
And then 2 predatory strikes. Non-lethal, because I'm not trying to kill Riss. And I already pre-rolled these. That's a
Okay.
natural 20 and a natural 20.
Nice. Nice.
So for the first natural 20, I rolled a 4 on my d6 with a +5, so that turns into an 8 with a +5 is 13. The second one is a 3 doubled to 6, which becomes an 11. So 24 points total.
All right. Well, this
Okay.
sucks. How much damage did you take from amplifying it?
6.
6. Okay, good to know. All right.
That's
Phantom.
fine. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Oh. Yeah, I know. I just realized something. I'm gonna use a thing of knowledge from a past life to do the thing that I need to do to know that I have this item.
Okay.
And oh, I don't like that, so I'm just gonna Phantom reaches into Riss's, like, because Riss was ready for the day. reaches into their like pouch and pulls out a scroll, and they just disappear.
Oh, the scroll of Dimension Door.
The scroll of Dimension Door.
Oh boy.
That Riss was gonna copy into their spellbook.
Oh no!
Not anymore.
Phantom just ruined Riss's whole plan.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I was trying to think. I was like, oh fuck. All right.
Commit to the bet. Commit to the bet.
Yeah.
I love it. Well done. Yeah. Disappears.
Correct. Change my thing.
Gone. With no trace, no indication of where they would be. That would be obvious at the party out on the street. Question mark?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can we give an Arcana check?
Nah. This is just 500 feet in a direction. You don't have to see where
Fuck!
you're going.
23 on perception to see if I can smell or hear her. Hear them?
I'm gonna say I don't think so. No, this is like the trail goes cold sort of experience, because they're here and then they're not. There's not like a trail that you can follow. You don't catch them at the moment. Now, what you guys do see is Phantom pulls out this scroll, Shamlam Nam Nam Nam, and the scroll burns away into ashes and just sort of, and the familiar dimension door folds over the Riss's body and closes and disappears. It does leave something behind. There is a spectral visage, very clearly an unmoored soul without a body that you all would know as a ghost. It is the ghost of Riss, left behind in their desperate plea to free themselves from this waking nightmare. Riss has ripped themselves out of the body that has been rebelling against it for the last 45 seconds. And Phantom now no longer has access to any of Riss's capabilities, spells, knowledge. Nothing that, anything that Phantom has already sort of gleaned from Riss's memories remains, but there is now no more supernatural insight into what you guys are what you guys are doing by tapping Riss's memory, because Riss is right here in front of you.
They also can't cast magic anymore, which is important.
You're a magic anymore. As Riss gently floats to the ground, you hear sounds of guards and movement. There's a couple of minutes as they will be converging on your location to see what all the ruckus is about, but you have a couple of moments. Phantom leaves, but Riss remains. Kind of. Is it Riss? Who knows? They all look the same, because it's the same body.
Would Yana have known that that scroll in particular was a dimension door?
You could use your reaction to try to identify. I would give you advantage because you would know that Riss would have that on them.
Yeah. So, which one am I rolling?
Arcana at advantage.
Arcana.
Yes, you would remember everything.
Okay.
So Arcana is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, absolutely. You remember they had it on them, and everything lines up.
Okay. In that case, I am immediately going to take off running in any given direction, just scenting for the scent of Riss.
Roll a d8.
Orion and I are gonna follow.
Okay.
4.
I'm going to roll a d8. If I roll the same number as you, you're going in the right direction. Okay.
4.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know one way or the other. You don't scent anything yet, at the very least. Rolling with that 26 that you rolled for survival earlier in the session. Nothing yet, but you know that it could be several hundred feet before they reappear in the first place. So you're not necessarily deterred immediately by the lack of confirmation. Yana's running. Gawain and Orion are running.
If Ivor would like, I'll swing an arm out and pick him up, throw him on the back of Orion, just so he can keep up. Unless you want to do something else, I'll just extend the invitation.
Yeah, and I don't have enough time to really make this out. DM, is Cesar cognizant enough to stay with what is, I guess, this husk?
The opposite.
What is actually Riss?
I think husk is probably the
Opposite.
pejorative
Yeah.
for a reborn.
Okay, yeah, that was a little
If
bit.
anything,
too
no,
harsh.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. It was.
Wow.
I just think it's funny. It's
Wow.
it's definitely a you people kind of moment. But yeah, no, it's the opposite. It's all the filling and no sand and no bread on the sandwich.
Okay, this is the actual Riss.
This is
Yeah.
Riss.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna leave them there alone. Absolutely not. But what I was asking was, can I leave Cesar there with them and Ivor go with Gawain?
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Riss, you basically have a hover speed equal to your walking speed. You don't like have a fly right now. You just aren't quite touching the ground. So
Okay.
Can Cesar just kind of catch them?
yeah, this sort of floating down, almost like a feather fall effect.
Ooh, the image I have is from Hercules, the original animated one, where Megara is like floating down from the underworld of her soul, and he's just like trying to like delicately catch her.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on here. And you are slightly disoriented, getting your bearings, but you're not clueless. You know exactly what happened. You remember everything.
Riss watches all of this happen and decides, you know what? I'm gonna go check on Gertruda to make sure she's okay. And tell Cesar to follow them. And then DM, the other thing will be waking Ned up. Because I assume we're going to be
Yes.
ending soon. So that is what Riss is going to do. To inform Ned of the situation.
Of course. Sounds like a plan. All right, that sounds like a great place to pick up next time with Sarah and Gawain. Yana and Gawain in hot pursuit. Ivor, Riss, and Cesar reconvening with Ned. And we'll figure out what you guys do next time. That was great.
That was lovely.
We've been We've been cooking this up
Yeah.
for weeks.
We've been sitting on this for a little while.
I've been sitting on this for months.
Yeah, no. So for those who don't know, I wrote Riss's backstory, the 8 years that Riss has been alive. Anything before that, in terms of like souls and everything, that's all DM. So this is I had nothing to do with this.
But no, you
let him
clocked
have
it
free
correctly.
reign. Yeah,
Yes.
I let him have free reign over that.
When Riss died the first time, that upset the balance, and things started happening. It was immediately after that Ivor's dagger started being ever so slightly misaligned and noticeably out of alignment.
If you
And
noticed, ring or Riss hasn't used their ring in a while.
it's good stuff. But yeah, we will thank you so much to everyone who joined us live. Oh boy, was this fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for joining us live. Those of you who watched this, the VOD on YouTube, thank you so much. I appreciate the views. And I thank you for sticking with us. If you're able, we stream just about every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Almost every Tuesday, things come up here and there, but we try to be as consistent as we can. But yeah, if you want to join us live, you can. Twitch, YouTube, Moonbeam. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming with us on this journey. And always remember, you are the legend at the end of the Dragon's Tale.
And
Good night, everybody.
Don't forget, next week, our next session is number 100. Our 100th episode.
100th session. We
Yay.
love it. We love it. Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Legends. Night, everybody.
Night.